All right, everyone. Welcome back to the community conversation. I am Mike Collette. As you guys know, I got special guest here / prototype member / former prototype member of the month, Qin Sun, on today's episode. Super excited to talk to her and about her journey at Prototype. But Qin, thank you so much for being on today.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you.
Yes, this is awesome. So when I launched the Zoom session like 5 minutes ago, Chen's name on there was like crew member Chen, team 7, Tony. And I was like, you got to tell me what that is. And then she basically was just saying she was a crew member for like Tony Robbins. So I'm like, we have to talk about that. That's basically how we have to talk about just start the community conversation today. Cause I like Tony Robbins. He's got a lot of awesome stuff. I've heard his conferences, and it was like 2-3 days, like sessions are just like life-changing. So I'm curious to hear about that. So give me the details.
So I went to all the events, almost all. Yeah, I'm doing his leadership academy now, leadership mastery, and I'm crewing. If I have time, I crewing all the events. Mm-hmm. So I try to be a senior leader for Tony Robbins next year. Yeah, that's my goal.
That is awesome. So you just started going to his mastery courses, or his because how is it set up? Because from my understanding, they're like 2-3 day, like big giant, like things, or breakouts. I don't know if you know Jay Chung, who comes to Prototype, but he's been to one. He was telling me a little bit about it, but like what's it like? Because I'm curious.
So it's awesome. It's life-changing event. And I went to his a mastery university. It's including life mastery and wealth mastery, and also like a Date with Destiny, UPW, Unleash the Power Within, all the events. And the events, it will take not just 2-3 days. It will last for 6 days, 7 days, long events. You don't get much sleep, and it's totally immersion. And you just go there and in the really early morning, and then finish can be 2 o'clock in the evening. So it's every day maybe you get 4 hours sleep. It's called immersion, right?
That's
you
awesome.
Want to learn the language, you have to just push yourself further, make your mental strong. And he tried to make your mental strong as well. So then when I finished the Master University, now I'm doing the leadership mastery. Mm-hmm. So I try to be senior leader next year. Leadership mastery has the leadership academy and wealth leadership, and also Date with the Destiny leadership. So you help the participant to help them to have breakthrough and try to serve people like you do. Yeah.
So so as a senior leader, what would your responsibilities would be? Kind of like directing, or would be leading groups, or what would be, and what's the motivation behind that too? You're just so passionate about it now that you want to do.
Yeah. So Tony's passion is end the world suffering. His passion. I want to be part of it, end the world suffering. So you finish the leadership mastery, then you're going to become a senior leader. Then you lead a team. You help the team participants, help them for different problems, right? Because not everyone can be to Tony in person to solve the problem. So we are the person to help them. And then the next level will be the trainer of Tony Robbins. Then you become a senior trainer. So basically, you just try to serve the community, try to serve the humanity, try to serve people. Yeah, make the world a better place and the world suffering.
That's so cool.
That's the big goal.
I feel like we could talk this entire episode about this, because first of all, I'm super passionate about leadership and fascinated by this stuff. Anyway, I'm curious of your big takeaways that you've since doing that. But when did you start going to those events?
Oh yeah, that's 2017. Okay. When I moved to US, I go to Tony Robbins event, because when I was in Europe, and one stage of my life, I was a little bit depressed. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to use the word depressed, because you attach the word and then it's become you. So I can say I was a little bit down back then. So I was searching online, who can help me? Who can help me? Then Tony Robbins came up, and then I was he changed my life. He just said one thing, changed my life. He said, the quality of your life is the quality of your relationship. So the relationship doesn't mean you just you husband and wife relationship, or you and with your children. The relationship is you with yourself and you with God. You interact with people. So I was which relationship did I missing? What I missing? So I was I missed the relationship of God. I didn't go to the church, and I never do spiritual things. And then second day, I just called the church. I want to join you. Then I will end up in the worship team. So then my life never be the same. I was like make a lot of friends in the church and worship God. I was like super happy. And then I moved here. Same situation come back again, because you don't know many people here, and your life kind of down. And then pandemic hit it, right? You don't do exercise, and I was like, oh, I have to change myself, right? I have to find my peer group. So that's why I joined the Prototype. I was so happy. My life will never be the same again because of you, Mike.
Oh my goodness. So we just went from Tony Robbins
yeah, I know.
to church to Prototype. I think like
it's like a feminine energy flow. Don't know where I'm going.
I did not anticipate this. I already love this conversation. So the thing that I'm thinking of right now is this notion of community, right? And like relationships within communities. Like we could talk a little bit about that because I could see how passionate you are about it. I'm curious though, like, because you've been at Prototype for a little while now, but like you're like all in. I can tell. Like you're like, one of the things I noticed the other day, the reason why I wanted to have you on for the community conversation, not only because you're Prototype of the month, which I don't know if you know what that process is like, but it's kind of hard. Like all of our coaches have to pick one member throughout we have 300 members that are
me, because I go to their class.
Well, no, not just relationship is power. That's fine. No. Well, I guess some part of that, but the it's like unanimous from all of our coaches and team members, and we get to we choose, but like it's only one person per month, and there's only 12 people a year, right? And we have I
appreciate it. Thank you, all the coaches. I love you.
And we have over 300 members at our gym, so it's like, it's kind of a cool thing. So in any event, like one thing I noticed the other day was like you were hanging out before class and after class, and like practicing your handstands with Mary Beth. And like I could see like you start to see this like transformation when people start to like get into something and then they like want to get better, and then like you put in the extra work. So I just thought that was really cool. So anyway, which brings me to this next kind of point or this next thing is like, which you kind of alluded to a little bit, but like you moved here and then the pandemic hit, and then you realized you need to get back into fitness and find another community. So like walk us through kind of like your journey at Prototype so far.
Oh yeah, it was awesome. This is the best gym ever I entered. Seriously, it's the best gym ever because the people, it's like why you love the gym, because of people. People here are super supportive. And the community, every individual are so kind and so driven, and they have very good skill, and they're willing to share and teaching you and contribute to the society. I love them so much. And also I love coaches. Each individual, they are so skillful, patience, it's just unbelievable journey. This is one of the best decisions I made in my life so far.
I'm just taking notes. I mean, I feel like this is like a unexpected testimonial if I've ever heard one.
It's true from my heart. True.
So an interesting thing, because like you have a lot of passion, and it's clear that you've gotten a lot of value and out of like the gym. One of the things that is interesting is like how people kind of like talk about just the gym and things they're passionate about to other people. So like one of the things that's hard, I always say like the hardest part about like starting anything new, particularly like CrossFit in general, because it can be intimidating, is like walking through the door. And once you walk through the door and then you kind of like get involved, and then you can see that it's not as bad as like you thought it was going to be. Like, what would you say to like someone that's new or thinking of like going to the gym or going to Prototype as an example? Like, what would you say to them? Like, how would you describe it? Like, what I mean? Like maybe to kind of help them dial down some of the fears they may have.
Oh yeah, just to do it. I think, it's just, you need to schedule it. The one thing I love Prototype, the app, mm-hmm. You schedule it. You just make yourself schedule it. Then if you don't go, you pay $5. It doesn't cost much, but it's like so driven, even $5, it's like, I don't want to lose $5, I have to go. So that's one of my motivation. And also I have to give credit to Tony Robbins. And he said, it's like you make it into ritual, make something into a habit. Then you found if you go 5 days per week, it's much simpler than you go 1 day per week, because you embody it, it's become a part of you. So that's why at the beginning, I needed some, the push power. Push power is like the button, I press it. I make myself every single day, I just go this time, 7 o'clock. Then after 1 month or 2 months pass by, and then it's become part of me, then I don't need to schedule it. I just, every day I go, no matter what kind of time, I find the time and I go because it's become part of me. So I don't need to push anymore. I'm pulled by my ritual or my momentum or my goal. So yeah.
You bring up an interesting point about like habits. It's such an easy thing to like think about, like in like, when you talk about the difference of like in practice versus theory, but like the doing it is like the hard part. What has been like because it sounds like you've built good habits. What has been the things that have like, because it sounds like you have good willpower and discipline, but like, what's the things that you have done that's helped you kind of like get into a routine, or if you were in a funk, kind of get back into creating structure and kind of balancing like that routine? You kind of mentioned like rituals and that sort of thing. What's helped you?
Like it's in body, it's in your body already. You go every single day. And the good things about the gym, the prototype, it's different from other gym because you have a peer group. People you watch and you see, you will gradually copy them. Right? You need a good environment to support you. Then you have the goal, like, oh, Mary Beth can do the stand-up. Oh, okay. Then next time I was like, oh, how did she do it? Right? I want to learn. So then I make a little bit of progress, and progress equal to happiness. If you make just a little bit of progress every single day, and you are addicted to the progress because you are growing. Everyone is driven by growing. If you don't grow, then you die. So, it's like the circle, right? You go into like the circle, you see you did it the first day, maybe I cannot lift the weights or lift the small weights, 35 pounds. Then next time after 1 week, I can lift 40 pounds. Then I was like, I'm so happy, so happy. Even if just you needed to compare with yourself. The fear is like you try to compare with someone, which is not you, who has totally different background, totally experience, different experience. They may have been lifting weights since they were 10. So I never lifting weights before. I cannot compare with them. I just compare with me. I try to be the best version of me, not everyone else. So that's what.
Again, I'm just taking notes. Honestly, like it's everything you're saying are like could be slogans you put on t-shirts or like quotes that could go on like the internet. It's like, it's awesome. I know. So like I mentioned earlier, like I saw you working on like handstands. One of the fun things about like, CrossFit in general is this like whole notion around there's so many things that we do. There's so many things that we can get better at. And one thing I like that you said is like competing with yourself versus competing with someone versus someone else. It's like this notion that like, if you can work on yourself and upgrade yourself, like that it's always a journey. There's always something to work on. I'm curious, like now that you've been doing CrossFit for a while, like what are the things that like that's on your list that you want to like improve on or get better at or like be able to do? Like what are those like goals or things that you have?
Yeah, my this year goal is pull-ups. So I can do the toe to the bar now because Jack told us how to do it.
Yes.
Right. And the coach is so amazing. Like I was really appreciate their knowledge because, just a few steps, a strategy, they say 1, 2, 3. And then, step 1, do this, step 2, do this, step 3, do that. You just need to learn the techniques and then you can do it. You have the strength to do it. I was so happy.
So cool. So your big goal this year is to get a pull-up.
Yeah, pull-ups. Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, I cannot wait till you do that.
Yeah. Like yesterday, Gary was showing me how to tell me what can I improve for lifting weights, right? And just a small change, make huge difference. I was so happy.
So
awesome. So skillful.
I just want to take like a little bit of your like enthusiasm and mindset and just sprinkle that across like almost like fairy dust for other people, because it's like your mindset of like, just like, this is one of the things I think is hard, which I feel like you have a better perspective on, is like, you know, when you see a big goal, it's like a lot of people tend to focus on that big goal and they forget about all the work that they're doing. They may have started here and they get to here, but they keep looking at this thing here and they forget about all that other sort of like stuff that they've done. It sounds like you're deliberate in that, in more of the process versus the outcome. Like that's what it sounds like.
Outcome, yeah. I agree with you, because I feel lots of people, including me, you know, I will spend so many years on this earth. Eventually I figured out I didn't give myself enough credits. You know, you always said, I'm like always set up a very high goal. It's like, I feel I'm never going to achieve it. It's so far from me. But then you need to celebrate every single day, right? You did a little bit you make a little bit progress. You give yourself like a pat, you know, just to say, hey, well done, Qin, you're the awesome girl, awesome. So, you know, just give yourself credit. You know, you don't need other people to tell you, give you credit. Only you know the truth about yourself, right? Only you know yourself. Other people will never know you, even if your parents, like not 100%, right? So you need to celebrate what you have achieved. Like I said the last time, right, Mike, I said success is only built on success. If you success, then your mind will see, I told you, you can succeed. Then you will have a big goal succeed. Then you kind of like a self-prophecy. You know, you self-confirmation, like I can do this. And then second day, I increase one level to 2. Then I reach that. I say, oh yeah, I can do that. Then gradually we'll end up in the big goal.
I want to go back for a second, because some things I didn't know this. So you said you lived in Europe and then you moved here to the States in 2017. So did you move to Massachusetts? Like what like walk me through kind of like, yeah. So walk me through like, so you moved here, like, you know, why'd you move here? Like, walk me through that a little bit. I'm curious.
So I was in Europe because I was born in Shanghai, China, and I went to high school. When I finished high school, I decided to go to Europe, Ireland to study. So I went to law school. Then I was a graduate from law school. Then I become an accountant in Big Four. So then I was decided, you know, company want to relocate me to US and my family want to relocate to US. I was thinking, okay, yeah, US is best choice because, you know, the biggest country will be China or US, right? So Ireland doesn't have, you know, it's a small country. So if you want to have bigger platform, you go to big countries. So I think Massachusetts has good education for my daughter, and I came here.
That's so cool. And that,
so you see, my life is always changing, which is good.
It is cool. It is cool. So I feel like I could talk to you for like, I want to talk more about this sort of stuff. Like I'm fascinated by it. Just to get back to some of this like leadership stuff and the Tony Robbins, because I'm curious, like, and this is maybe a hard question, maybe it won't be, but like, what's the biggest thing you've taken away from like the development work that you've done? Like, because it sounds like you've done a lot of development work. Like, what's the biggest takeaway that you have that you may be able to shed light on and maybe like would inspire other people to work on themselves? Because it sounds like that's like a big passion of yours. Like what's like one of the biggest takeaways you've gotten from some of that work?
Oh, there are loads of, every time I go there, I will feeling different breakthrough, different things. I will realize I have loads of limiting belief. And then next year I go again, then I realize, okay, the wording of your limiting belief is changed, but it's the same limiting belief in the roots, right? What is everyone's fear? Okay, I'm not enough, right? Because of I'm not enough, so I will not be loved. So every single one has these 2 fears. So that's limiting you. That's, you know, but this is an illusion. That's the bigger takeaway. You can use lots of like a strategy to change your limiting belief. So then you become a new you. It's like a lot of people will think we are the way we are, you know, past equal to future. It's not. It's like we are like a computer.
Mhm.
Because of you grow up and people said something to you, and people did something to you, or social belief, or national belief, or global belief, they programmed you. But that's not you. You can reprogram to be a better version of you. So don't sell yourself short. You are much better than you think. So this is what I learned. Yeah, you can always do.
The thing that I wrote down was fixed mindset versus a growth mindset is basically what I'm hearing, kind of this notion of like reprogramming to be a better you. Like, and then digging into like the root, you said like self-limiting beliefs, digging into the root. You mentioned like the word fear, like that's like one of those things that impacts our ability to like take risk and do things, right? Like make decisions. But it's like we focus on like, okay, let's go and try to do stuff, but we don't focus on what you just talked about, is like actually dialing down those other things first, right? Which is there's a really good way to think about things. Like you have to tackle the self-limiting beliefs, tackle the root first, and that will help you move forward.
And normally we always think it's just happened to us, individually. Like I only own the fear. I am the person have the fear. No, it's universal. You go to China, people has the same fear. You go to Ireland, people has the same fear. You come to US, people has the same fear. It's not universal. We all the same. We all have the same fear. The truth is you can change these fear, right? Like why you go to the gym? Because you change your physiology linked to your psychology. It's good to start because everything starts from your physiology, from your energy, right? This is fundamental things. So that's why I go to the gym. Then on the other side, you maybe do some spiritual work, or you maybe try to learn how to give to the society. Then make you grow, because when you give, you are not thinking about yourself anymore. You are focused on other people, and then you will grow. You need to be more of you to be that person to serve, like you, Michael. Right?
Well,
you are this type of people.
I try.
But good, right? Everyone is trying.
Totally. There's a lot of similarities between the stuff you're saying and the stuff that I'm working on too. And it's just the company Next Step. I don't know if I've shared this stuff with you, but their company philosophy is better me plus better you equals better us. And what you just described is like you have to focus on better me first before you can do the better you, where everyone tends to focus on the better you first before doing. It's like the oxygen mask theory. You got to put it on yourself first before you put it on someone else. And
I agree.
I've experienced that firsthand. And it's this whole idea that like your cup will overfill naturally, that you can just give.
Exactly.
And that's when it becomes contagious, which is just, I feel your energy. I love it. I absolutely love this. So I want to get in. So I guess I think this could be like an hour-long conversation, but I want to leave people kind of like on the edge of their seats. So I want to get into this two truths and a lie, which I'm really interested in. So I did another community conversation recently. My record is not that good. I'm 2-4. So hopefully I can, hopefully you don't stump me, because this is a little game we're going to play. But basically 3 statements, you share 2 truths, 1 lie. Don't tell me what the lie is. I'm going to have to guess what the lie is. So you just say what those 3 statements are, and then I'm going to have to try to figure it out. So what do you got? Try to stump me, Chen.
I have a cat.
Okay. You have a cat.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love music.
All right. All right. What's the third one?
I used to play basketball.
All right. Say that last one more time. I couldn't hear.
I used to play basketball.
You used to play basketball. All right. All right. So I can't imagine you hate music. So I don't think that's the lie. Wait, hold on. Don't tell. You can't tell me though. So it's between the cat and basketball. So I have a 50-50 shot. You used to play basketball. You have a cat. All right. I'm going to go 50-50. I think the lie is basketball.
Wrong.
No.
Wrong.
You used to play that. So you don't have a cat.
I don't have a cat.
All right. You don't have a cat. You all right. But see, okay. So tell me, so when did you play basketball? Tell me about that.
I used to, when I was a kid, I used to play basketball and I was a good player. And then, that's what I want to share as well. When I was a kid, then I was 10 and my neighbor told me, what? You play basketball? You will grow up so tall and like a man. You will never find a husband because you are super strong. So I was like, really? I cannot play basketball, that means. And then I quit my basketball. I was really regret that.
No.
I have to, if there is any listener is younger girls, don't believe anyone say to you, just follow your heart. People try to put you down and try to stop you. Don't do this. Just follow your passion. I will be so glad if I'm still play basketball. Maybe I will end up in the national team.
Totally.
And
well, you can still go. You can still play pickup right now and get back into your passion. But that's an important life lesson. Listening to people that are, you said, don't listen to people that put you down. Follow your passion. I think that's a really good life lesson to take away from this. So
it's like a dogma, right? Girl shouldn't be very strong. Like I say, same as CrossFit. I never do CrossFit before. So because my hallucination is if I do CrossFit, I will be lifting lots of weights, then I will build up a lot of muscle. I will end up like a man. So it's a hallucination. It's not the truth.
It's not true.
It's just people try to wash your brain.
Totally.
Yeah, don't believe
and that's not true. So you guys listening right now, absolutely not true. Being strong is important. It's healthy. Like Chen said, if you're not growing, you're dying. Fitness is an opportunity to grow. So, all right, this is awesome, Chen. I appreciate you being on the community conversation today. Hopefully I see you in the gym. Are you coming to the gym today?
Yeah.
All right. So I'll see. All right. So I'll see you later on today. You guys that are listening right now to the community conversation, thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, every Monday we have a new community conversation that's coming out. You can listen to that on our Apple Podcasts, Spotify, also on our YouTube page. Really appreciate everyone tuning in today. This is awesome. Chen, thank you so much for being on the community conversation. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.